Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, I ask that you check out the rest of my videos, and if you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything else, I'm asking you that you subscribe to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a newspaper article that I saw. It is about one particular customer who is also disabled and wheelchair bound. Before I get into that, I ask that you forgive me if I sound a little bit congested. Because it is snowing here, it is cold, and for the last 2 weeks I've been struggling with a situation. Anyway, needless to say that I was annoyed after reading the article. So for all of you who don't know anything about this, let me just quickly brief you as to what I gathered from the story. Apparently, a wheelchair-bound regular customer entered a establishment in Jamaica which is run by Chinese immigrant and was disrespected and chased out of the wholesale in the most inhumane manner, which caused the individual to take it to, I believe, the Jamaican Gleaner and reported her case, which actually was established online. Interestingly, I was just trying to find the article again, but for some reason I can't find the article, even though it was just published like a day or two ago. Anyway, I have gathered enough information to create a topic out of it. This Jamaican was disrespected and treated in an inhumane manner. It's the inhumane manner that stands out to me more than anything else. For the last couple of years, I've been hearing about this Chinese takeover. To be honest, I didn't pay much mind because I kind of narrowed it down to gossip and misinformation. But at the same time, I am aware of Chinese presence in Jamaica, and I'm aware of their business presence in Jamaica. But here's the thing. Jamaicans has to let Chinese know the very same thing that other nationals let us know when we're in their country. And that is, you are visiting, and this is our home. That's the message that Jamaicans need to let Chinese know. Chinese immigrants in Jamaica are covered under certain constitutional rights of Jamaica, just like I'm covered of rights in the country where I'm presently living. Jamaicans worldwide are covered by a certain extent of rights / human rights in whichever country that they reside, as permanent residents, temporary residents, visitors, or naturalized citizens. And the same goes for Chinese residents in Jamaica. However, that's on the books. Off the books, it is clear that immigrants do not have the right to take advantage of citizens. So pretty much what I'm saying, all immigrants of the world, including Chinese in Jamaica, must know that as much as they have rights and as much as they're protected by human rights, when they're in a particular country, their rights does not supersede the nationals of that country. Their rights does not supersede the citizens of that country. As biased as it may sound, that's pretty much how it is worldwide. What I'm saying is, I can't go to China, establish a business, and believe that I can treat Chinese people any way I feel like treating them, especially in a disrespectful manner in their own country. I would be losing my mind. I must have been going crazy. But at the same time, Jamaicans enable this kind of disrespect. Jamaica enables this kind of insults. And the reason why I say they do strengthen it to some extent is because of this. Jamaicans are what I have always described in my writing, in my speech, in my public talking, when I talk about Jamaica. Jamaica is what I call Frighten Friday, Licky Licky. Not all Jamaican, but that trait is very prominent in Jamaica. If you've got lighter skin, if you've got straighter hair, Jamaicans believe that, well, you're better than them, you know, especially if you've got a business or if you've got a little bit of money. The first time I migrated to the United States of America, I was a bit shocked to see how the American law and order works, or the American Constitution works, and I was surprised to see the power that the people actually have. And that's when I was young. I was just learning about democracy and the power of democracy. When I was living in America, if the bus fare is hiked by, say, 1%, and the American people of a particular city do not accept it, they would picket and they would boycott, and they would not stop until they get what they want, or they come to some agreement. And then I kind of reflect back to Jamaica and how I grew up in Jamaica, and I said, well, we're a bit weak when it comes to such thing, because as I was growing up in Jamaica, I can pretty much recall sometime when the election is ran and there's a new government, they would add 10 cents or 20 cents to rice or flour or milk or so on and so forth. And the Jamaican people, they would argue and they would fuss and they would curse and they would say certain things, but they would not picket and they would not boycott. Tomorrow they will just go there and they will buy that bread and they'll buy that rice and they'll buy that flour. And I think that still goes on in Jamaica today. Jamaican people need to look out for Jamaican people. Welcome foreigners, welcome tourists in the country, but at the same time, with that friendliness and that warm Caribbean vibes that we're so famous for, we have to have an undertone to let people know that you have to behave yourself when you're in our country, and you can't expect to disrespect any of us here or treat any of us like you're superior to us, because we can't go to your country and do the same thing. So if a disabled person who's wheelchair bound goes into a store in Jamaica, who is a Jamaican citizen, and was disrespected and treated in an inhumane manner, this is a matter that does not only need to be reported to a newspaper office, but it also needs to be reported to the police, but more than anything else, because it could be tricky placing a crime on that. It could be tricky. But what Jamaican people should be doing, especially after they establish the truth of that situation, is to boycott that store. It's to boycott that wholesale. But like I just said, it's one of those things that Jamaican people will not do. They possess that weakness. They're going to say, well, it's not my problem. It's her problem. So you know what? I still need my 3 cans of mackerel at a discount price, and I'm going to buy it from this person because it is the nearest shop or it's the only shop. So of course you let the Chinese people believe as if we need them more than they need us. They're in our country. They have to abide by the rules of our country, and they have to treat us like we're the host of our country. We're their host. They're in our country. They may be given an immigration right to be in our country, but they do not have a moral right to disrespect any Jamaican in Jamaica. I've been living overseas for more than 3 decades, and every country that I've lived in, as much as I have a right of residence, and as much as I have a right to work, and a right to do this, and a right to do that, I'm reminded daily, I'm reminded annually that it's a privilege. It's a privilege to be in their country. It's a privilege that can be revoked. Of course, I can do the very same thing that a national does when I'm living in their country. But let's face it, there is a transparent prejudice when it gets in front of a court or when it gets in front of a jury, because there is that moral expectation that, you know what, you're not even a citizen here. Why would you believe that you could do that and get away with it? Chinese people can disrespect Chinese people in China. And it would be laughed at if someone would say, well, he treated me inhumane or he disrespected me. There's no real legal clause around it, but like I say, morally, we would look at it and laugh. If a Jamaican, say another Jamaican, have treated me disrespectfully and I'm going to go to the newspaper with it, it won't go anywhere. The reason why this kid believe that she could take it to the newspaper is because in the back of her mind, she knows that there should be a moral expectation from the Chinese immigrants who are business people in Jamaica to be reminded that there are visitors in Jamaica. They don't run Jamaica. The internet is there. Why are Jamaican people let these people believe as if, well, they need their stores? In another 20 years from now, anyway, there won't even be any stores. Everybody would have to be shopping online and getting things delivered to them. I think the politeness of Jamaicans and the friendliness of Jamaicans sometimes get misconstrued. And foreigners like these Chinese business people see it as a weakness. They work with these people, the lowest of the low, who didn't go to school or have very little educational worldly knowledge, that they're just people who call them yes boss and no boss, and seem very privileged by them offering them a job. And then that gets to the Chinese people head, and Chinese people think, ooh, we could take this over. These people are idiots. These people are sucking up to us in their country, so why not take advantage of it? And that's what's going on at the moment. But like I'm saying, Jamaican people need to make a big deal out of this, because as Jamaicans, if you're old school like me, you remember your mom saying, use sleeper mark death. Use a hill to mark a mountain, and use a pebble to mark a rock. So what I mean by that is, this could just be the beginning of the end. And if you don't nip it in the bud now, it's only going to get worse. In a civil case, like the wheelchair-bound individual who was insulted and who was disrespected, Jamaicans, I am 100% behind it, that you guys should make a big deal out of it to let these Chinese immigrants know that they should behave in our country towards us the same way they expect us to behave towards their nationals when we visit their country. I mean, it is human nature. It is common principle. If you visit someone's house, you treat them with respect. That is pretty much it. That is it in a nutshell. Chinese immigrants are in Jamaica. We have to let them know that insults, disrespect, and the slave master mentality, it's not going to be tolerated in Jamaica. I mean, I'm just a voice that's trying to encourage other voices. So as far as I see it as a Jamaican living overseas, I'm doing my part by echoing my voice, by sharing my opinion. I'm speaking to Chinese residents living in Jamaica. And if the Chinese residents in Jamaica don't agree or don't believe that they should treat Jamaica or Jamaicans with any humane respect, then the Chinese immigrants in Jamaica must go. You know, our reputation as black people is famed that we're sellout, whether we're Jamaicans, whether we're Africans, wherever. We're weak, we can be bought. But Jamaicans need to flip that script and make a change. Let the Chinese people know they're warmly welcome to be in Jamaica. And we're 100% willing to purchase and support their businesses because we both benefit from that trade. But if they want to add a little bit of inhumane disrespect to it, Chinese have to go. And that's pretty much what I'm saying today. Sorry if my attitude is a bit different in this vlog, but it's for the simple fact that I'm under the weather and this particular topic didn't settle with me very well. So that's pretty much it. Anyway, I need you guys to give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. Leave a comment on this channel. I welcome agreement and disagreement because this channel is all about each one teaching the other. Until next time, peace.